Welcome to The Spot, the podcast. Join your boy Double T as we discuss music, sports, entertainment, culture, and so much more. So sit back, relax, and welcome to The Spot.
On today's episode, we are talking to Lakia Jackson, the owner of Bac2Basiks, where she specializes in body butters and many other products to keep that skin looking nice and fresh and clean and not ashy. So sit back, relax, and welcome to The Spot. Shop Be Sold for the latest trends in footwear, handbags, and accessories, giving you luxury vibes without the luxury price tag. Use code The Spot for 15% off your order. That's www.shopbesold.com. www.shopbesold.com. And welcome back to The Spot, everyone. I'm your host, Double T, and I'm so glad you guys are here with me. And today, I have a very, very special guest. So, I'm always, I like, as a man, I feel like, you should care about your skin, right? You should also, you don't want to walk around looking dry. And, like I'm black, my hands get ashy and stuff, we don't. But anywho, right? Today, I have a friend of mine. I have Lakia Jackson on, and she's going to tell us all about her Bac2Basiks, which she'll explain in a little bit, about her body butters and lotions and all that good stuff. How you doing, Kia? What's going on?
I am hanging in there, nothing much. I can't complain. Life is grand. We get to still smile on the sunny sunshine side. So I'm happy.
We winning, right? It's a win-win.
Right? We winning.
That's what we winning. So before we, jump into all the good stuff, if you want to let the people know a little bit about yourself, just introduce yourself, let people know who you are.
Okay. So I am Key. This is a shortened nickname, which is Kia, but Key is much easier. And I'm a mother of two, busy mother of two. I own my own business, which I'm an extremely busy mom, but I own my own business. I am a one of the operators in my religious entity. So I am always full on my schedule, but never too full to be grateful. So that is who I am. That is what I do.
So let's get down to it. Tell us about the Bac2Basiks by Kia.
Okay. All right. So Bac2Basiks is a vast line. It's not just butter, because most people know butter, but butter is like my number one. It's my baby.
Right.
So it's butter. I have some bath salts and herbs that you can kind of soak in. I have shimmer, like body shimmer. That's for the ladies. That's not a man's thing.
Pass on that one.
Yeah, you're gonna pass on that one. I have a whole men's line, which is expanding. So I'm kind of working on it behind the scenes. I haven't made too many more announcements. It launched the middle of the year, but it's an Entice line just for men. And I have some, other little knickknacks, like some car spray. Like if somebody gets in your car and your car smells a little funny, I got some car spray. It's a couple little things that I make. Yeah, it's a couple little things that I make, but those are kind of like, I want to say, those are my additions. Like, I'm sorry your order came late, so I threw in a little extra or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I have lip balm that I make. I mean, it's a whole bunch of different things, but everything is not always featured everywhere I go because butter is my number one baby.
Right. So, and then speaking of I'll say this in general, how did you get into the body butters and the bath bombs and the fragrances and the lip glosses and the everything that you do? How did you get into it?
So it kind of started, believe it or not, my daughter was like all into lip gloss. And I was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about you putting lip gloss on, and I'm not sure of what's in it. So let's make some, because I know people have sensitive skin. And I was like, so how can we be as simple as possible. And you just got to be as safe as you can. So I know she wasn't allergic to any butters, and I was like, well, let's make some. And so I made some, and she was cool with it, like no breakouts, no nothing. And
Mm-hmm.
then I was like, I think I'm on to something. So it came from that. It stimulated from that, but I was really annoyed, like right when the pandemic started, with using and I'm going to say name brand product. I'm not going to say what their name is because I don't want to bash anybody in their product, but I was
Gotcha.
using a name brand product. It smelled amazing, but every time I washed it off of my hands, like when I washed my hands in the beginning of the pandemic, it would wash off.
Mm.
So my moisture was gone. And then when I would go to put it on, because I was washing my hands so much, the perfume in it would burn my open wounds on the back of my hands. So I was like, yeah,
Oh.
we're not doing that no more.
Uh-uh.
So I had to come up with something that I knew that was healing,
Mm-hmm.
but it was better. And I know half of my family either works in the service industry, whether we are in the medical field or, the postal workers or, somebody that's delivering mail or whatever. Um, and their hands are all dry. So I'm like, hey, try this, see what this feel like. And all of my testers were my family and a couple of my friends. And they were like, yeah, we need this. Can you start selling it? And I was like, I'll think about it. I wasn't too quick to jump on selling it big, but it was bigger than me. So
Mm.
I ran with it.
So let me kind of jump across the field a little bit.
That's
So,
cool.
you started making it, right? And people are like, oh, you should sell it, you should sell it, And of course, like most people, you're kind of like, I don't know. But then you jump into it, right? In the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this.
In the middle.
How does it feel to be an entrepreneur? Because that's what you are. You're an
Yeah.
entrepreneur. Not only you're an entrepreneur, but you started a business in a pandemic where,
Yeah.
times was looking a little crazy, you know,
You can say that like 3 times.
times was looking
Absolutely crazy.
crazy, crazy, crazy. So, and then here we are in 2021. I feel like it's getting better slowly but surely. I feel like
Totally.
it's getting there. But how is it? And like you said, you're a mom, you got a job, you got other stuff going on as well. How is it being an entrepreneur in 2021? Because I feel like people see it and they're like, man, that's cool. I want to do that. But when you really get into it, it can be tough.
It can be very, very tough. So I will say I was 37 when the pandemic started, and I'm 38, and I have never relied on a calendar because usually I would do things off of memory. But
Mm-hmm.
because of being an entrepreneur, and we were supposed to be like stuck in the house, but my calendar was my number one support. Like I relied heavily on my calendar. I've never been like that. I could put like the kids' doctor's appointments in my calendar, be like, all right, I know when that is. But
Right.
everything now goes in my calendar because of how crazy it was. Um, and then doing it, the actual entrepreneur side of it, the business minded side requires energy that you will be looking for on the in the corner of a closet. Like you be looking for
Mm-hmm.
this energy because you don't sleep. You have those late nights and early mornings. You're up late looking crazy, looking for like your next idea. You are waking up early because something popped up in a dream or um, and you just really got to run. You have to run with it. You have those highs and those lows. And being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart.
Mm-mm.
Um, Nobody can guarantee that your next big sale is going to be your next big sale. Like you can't guarantee that. You just kind of have to roll with this may or may not go the way I planned it. So,
Yeah.
um, I mean, you can want to do it, and I would not discourage anybody from being an entrepreneur. If you got a passion about something and you stumbled across something, um, it could really be great for you. So don't ever be afraid of it. And then if you are afraid of it, then maybe that's why you should go after it. That's just, that's my take on it.
You said something that really stuck out right there. If you're afraid of it, that means it might be for you. Because,
It might be.
you know, if it doesn't scare you, then maybe it's not big enough, right? Because,
It's not big enough. That is correct. That is correct. You have to it's that stepping out that blind, not being able to see what you want to see, not
Mm-hmm.
really knowing, but stepping out on it and knowing, hey, I'm gonna have to stand on it once I step out on it. So
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have it any
Absolutely.
other way. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have it
Yeah.
any.
So let's get back into the back to basics, right? So
Okay.
I am, and now I'm not just, I always say this, I'm not just saying this because you on the show, but I have used your products, and not only do they work really well, because I have used, I'm not gonna say whose or what company, but I have used body butters before,
Yeah.
and either they go on, I don't know how to describe it. They like go, they don't feel smooth going on. It's kind of
Okay.
like almost like pasty. Like when I rub it on, I feel like I'm rubbing
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it doesn't absorb. That's what I'm trying to say.
It doesn't
So
absorb. Yeah.
yeah, so either it doesn't absorb well, and I feel like I really, really got to rub it in,
Hmm.
or it's like it's almost like lotion, because I feel like lotion's not body butter, right?
Nah, it's not. Even though they say like you'll see certain things, lotions that'll say cocoa butter or
Uh-huh.
like like a heavier consistency or whatever. You'll see them, but I'm just gonna be honest with you. Half of the products in it we can't even pronounce,
Right.
and they've been broken down, and other additives have been put in, which is why they aren't as beneficial to our skin as we think that they are. I'm not saying they have no benefits, but they're not as beneficial. And I mean, every bit of my product that I put in a jar or in that pot to melt it down is everything that comes from the earth. And my mantra, I want to say about 10 years ago, was if it doesn't come from the ground, I'm not putting it in my mouth. So
Mm,
that still kind of goes for your body. If it doesn't come from the earth, I really I don't want to put it nowhere near me or whatever I have to absorb because
yeah.
am I really absorbing it? Um, so I gotta tell you ab- about these other products. Like the number one ingredient, I was
Mm,
taught in way back in cosmetology school, the number one ingredient is the majority of what's in it. So if your first ingredient is water,
it's
then
majority water.
more of your product is water,
Mm,
right?
mm,
So
mm.
water does not necessarily offer full moisturization by putting it on your skin. Water is better by ingesting it, and then your benefits show from the outside. So if you look at my page, you'll see I post, have you had your water today? Meaning, did you drink it? Because you can't put it on your skin and think it's going to absorb the same way. I mean, it's chemicals in that water,
Right,
even though
right.
drinking chemicals in it. So um yeah, I try to say I my greatest fear is get big and then somebody tries to come in and say they want to heavily manufacture my product and then they want to change the formula. And
Mm,
that's just not gonna fly. That's not gonna fly with me. So I'm probably gonna remain a smaller business, but in a if I can do it in a factory all by myself, then I would. Because I just don't want nobody to change the product. Period.
I I feel like that's what happens too. I feel like a lot of people, they'll start off small, and then
Hmm.
like this big company will come and say, "Hey, what you got is great, but let's tweak it a little bit, and we can double the increase of it, and blah 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 blah." But it's at that point, it's really not yours.
Yeah. Yeah. You're correct. Yeah.
But I tell you what, Kia, this like so like pretty much I'm not going to use any other body butters unless it's yours, because not only does it, so it moisturizes my skin, one, which I feel like is the main point.
Right.
Two, it smells really good. I don't know what you're putting in there. I'm going to get to that, but it smells really good. And
Yeah.
like, because I've gotten some body butter before. I'm actually looking at it now. I'm not going to say the company, but like I put this on, and it's just like, you feel it for a little bit, and then like I feel like in an hour or so, it's like I feel like I never put it on. When I put yours
Mhm.
on, like I can put it on in the morning, and like throughout the day, I can tell like I moisturize my skin this morning.
Yep. Yep.
So what?
It's, it's
No, go ahead.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say. So what? I mean, I don't want you to give away the secret sauce, but if you can kind of give us, how do you make it? Like, what is the process? I would imagine it's like a tedious, long process, or is it?
It is pretty long. So the beginning, when I first started, it was a quick process because I would do it in one day. Now it's a
Uh,
2 to 3 day process.
uh,
And I feel like anything that is worth it is not going to be a rushed product. So
I agree.
finding, once you find your niche and figuring out that I could do other things with this, so
Hmm.
I have to melt everything down. And when you melt it down, the newer, I've heard of newer body butter people, they say refrigerate it. Yeah, I'm not willing to refrigerate it to rush the process. I would rather
Mm,
it cool down on its own because I I just I don't know. Cooling it down on its own is better to me so that when I do whip it and I'm ready to whip the butters and the oils together, um, it comes out much smoother, much more fluffy. And I feel like you get a little bit more. I think you get a little bit more product in your jar.
I would imagine because I feel like refrigerating it is like it's taking the natural process away from it. It's kind of,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know,
Yep.
I
Yep.
feel like something happens
Now,
when you just let it sit.
and when you letting it sit, it's something about letting it sit. I think it's letting the oils and butters settle, so that gives them the ability to combine better. But
Mm.
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm not comparing your product to food, but it's like when you make spaghetti, but then the next day
The next day,
it's like on another level. It's like it
yeah,
wasn't as
that's
good
it.
the first day,
Nope,
but you
nope.
let that joint
And
sit
that is the
overnight.
truth.
It's like,
Yeah,
man,
it's like if their marinates really good. And
yeah, it
in the
marinates. There you
summer,
go.
I pretty much let it sit. It would sit overnight. So if I could melt, let's say I melt at 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
on an afternoon, evening, and I turn it off, take it off the stove, and I cover it. Every body butter is always covered, the whole batch. I usually get I want to say it's about, I'm going to say about 3 pounds of
Mm-hmm.
butters and then carrier oils depending on the season. So the summer, you'll have lighter carrier oils in your body butter, and in the winter, you'll have heavier carrier oils that will help penetrate better because our skin, everybody's skin is drier in the wintertime. So then after I let it sit for that hour and it's covered, I make sure that I poke little holes in the top of the saran wrap because the condensation, you don't want it to, I don't want none of the water in the butter. So I'm trying to
Right.
avoid that. Um, and then I'm watching it. Like I'm going back, I go back to it 2 hours after it's melted down. I need to see that it looks like it's not as clear, it's not as transparent. It
Mm-hmm.
becomes slightly opaque because it's been sitting. And if I
Mm.
check the next morning because it's cooling naturally, I will get more, I want to say more cast from it being opaque and it's no longer the clear see-through color that it was. So
So it's
it's a
literally a
whole
whole
process.
process.
It's a whole process.
It's a whole
It is,
process.
and I'm patient with it. Like I think I got the patience of one of the biblical characters because I am very patient with that. I did not think that I would be this patient with butter, but I am way more patient because it's my baby. This is
Yeah.
like it's got to be each bit of the process has to be just right because my customers have to absolutely enjoy it. My customers have to be excited about it. So and I can't. I'm always excited to bring them some new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. And you know, let me say this. I feel like not only do you, because you care about your customers, but I feel like, well, let me ask you this. The body butters is not just about smelling good, right? It's really about moisturizing and taking care of your skin.
Mhm.
What is like, 'cause I feel like some people, I don't want to say they don't care, but like maybe they just don't know. So
Ah,
what's the difference between me like using a body butter that you like, something like you make, or just me like grabbing some Jergens lotion and be like, let me put it on my hands real quick, and I'm out for the day.
well, so Jergens is we're only going by just the one mentioned, but Jergens and so many other products are probably still heavily based with some other additives, and they stretch. It's the product is
Yeah,
stretched.
that's what I was
I'm
gonna
not gonna
say.
lie. Yeah, it's stretched. It's thinner. You notice the consistency is much thinner. Now, years and years and years ago, probably back when we were kids, Fabian, um, we had Jergens, and I'm sure that it was heavier and
It
did better.
was. It was. It was.
But and just aging period, you notice what you put on your skin will sometimes embarrass you. So
Yeah.
I've been I've been one of those people that put on high name, popular product, and then go and check my elbows and see that I'm like, listen, my elbow should not look like this however many hours later. It just should not. So I don't the watered down products just don't hold.
Don't.
Um, they just don't. I mean, they just don't hold. So I can even give you an example. If you okay, say you showered yesterday, you put on Back to Basics. Then
Mm-hmm.
you showered this morning and you forget to put on your Back to Basics.
Mm-hmm.
If you check your skin out, it's not gonna look like it's in a deficit for moisture. You can tell that your skin has been moisturized within the last 24 to 48 hours because it's not really, I'm gonna use the word ashy. I'm not gonna use
Yeah,
the word because if you use Jergens, it's gonna be white if you don't do it the next day. But
for sure.
with Back to Basics, it's like, oh, I forgot to put my moisturizer on, but it don't look as bad as it could have. You can tell that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So
like I'm somebody I
go
like
ahead.
I be washing. I'm kind of well, I'm not kind of. I'm a germaphobe, all right? So I be washing my hands a lot.
Aggressive.
Yeah, I be
Aggressive.
washing too much. I'm an aggressive hand washer. So like, the more you wash them, the more they get dried out. But I
Yes.
notice when I use my body butter, my Back to Basics,
Yeah.
it do, like you said, it do get be dry, but not like if I was using something else.
Nope.
So I feel
Nope.
like it's holding that moisture a little tighter than
Hmm.
versus something else. So I do see the
Yeah.
difference with that.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, if I do not use, and this is me personally, and actually my sister who's a cosmetologist, her hands are in water 24/7, and she has four
Mm,
sons. So her
mm,
hands were in water so much. You're trying to stay clean. You kind of have to be a germaphobe to teach your children.
yeah.
But she was washing her hands, and I thought it was just me at first. I used to shampoo for her at her salon,
Mm-hmm.
and shampooing hair, keeping your hands in water, and being a medical professional, I noticed that I too was getting the little small lacerations and cuts in the crevices of your skin, like those, like on your knuckles. And if you look at the back of your hand, all those little small cracks and cracks, those can literally open up and have wounds. You can have like little scars. It looks they like cat scratch scars. The
Mm-hmm.
worst feeling scars in the world. But because I use Back to Basics, every time I wash not every time, I'm lying, every 2 times, because it's about 2 times, I can wash my hands twice and then hand sanitize in between because I'm still a medical professional, but I don't get those lacerations. The back of my hands still feel smooth. I am so grateful for that. So grateful for that.
I tell you what, man, that Back to Basics is something else, man. I'm telling you, that body butter is legit. Now you said,
It's legit.
the body butter, that's your go-to, that's your baby. But what are
Yeah.
some of the other stuff you kind of talked about it a little bit, but what are some of the other stuff you offer as well?
So I am a promoter of women's self-care. So my very first, I want to say phone interview, or my very first Zoom interview was on a women's self-care call. And this is probably like the fourth or fifth one that I've done in a year. And with us women needing to know how to take time to relax, Um, I figured I could benefit, women could benefit from some of my products, like the shimmer, the body shimmer, which is, we don't like bugs. I don't know no woman that like bugs.
Mm-mm.
We don't like bugs, but the body shimmer is not just a shimmer. It is also a repellent. It kind of helps with bugs, but it has essential oils in it. And it's a shimmer. So you got two benefits. You got a natural oil that's kind of got a little SPF in it, a little shine in it. And those bugs don't really like to get up on you because of the natural essential oils that I put in there. And
Mm.
then the bath salts or soaks, because I know some women have sensitivities. I just do salt. Usually you can soak in salt, or you can just put it in your foot bath if you want to. But the bath salts I make, and that line is expanding very soon. I talked with two of my girlfriends, and they kind of helped me come up with some new stuff for this winter, and I am excited for that. But I am all for getting women to kind of love that self-care time with the shimmer and the bath salts. Um, then my other thing, like my guys, I don't care what nobody say. I feel like my I have a good 50-50 running with my body butter business. My guys love the product too. I have
Love it.
like a whole family full of men that just always support my product. I don't care when I show up. They like, you got some stuff in your trunk for me, and I'm like, okay, no, I don't. But so that taught me that I had to kind of travel with my stuff. So in the wintertime, I always travel with my stuff. That is like been noted. I've kept that on my to-do list. But I have the whole men's line of butters, but I'm looking for something special to do for the guys, because I know they want to moisturize their skin, but they want something else. So I'm kind of working in the lab for some things that I could do just for my guys to have. Maybe like some beard balm or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna throw it
Yeah,
out there.
Kia. Yeah, Kia. Do that. Do that.
Some beard
Yeah.
balm, or like we have men's hair needs moisture as
Mm-hmm.
well.
Mm-hmm.
And a long time ago I came up with actually my brothers came up with a term. I'm not going to say it because I don't want nobody to steal the name. But it will be something that I will do just for. I have beard oil for my guys, but it's something that's always on the website. It's just not something that's always talked about. But beard oil is always around. What woman doesn't want her guy's beard to shine? Like really?
Yeah.
So I have some other things. And then I'm also brewing something that I have a spa contract where one spa, she purchases some butter from me to massage her
Ah.
clients with. So yeah, I
Ah.
have it's a lot of wheels, a lot of different turning wheels to this business. There's always something going on for me. So I can't complain. I think the only thing that I've been struggling with lately is like the shipment of my jars, but that's really not on me. And all of my customers completely understand because they notice that it's a national thing. It has nothing to do with me. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Kia, I'm when you drop some more men stuff, you already know. I'm ready. I'm
Yeah.
ready. Whenever,
Yeah.
because listen, guys, I'm so serious. This body butter, this is the only body butter I'm using. I'm not using nobody else's because it
I
don't work like
appreciate
this.
you. I thank
I,
you so much.
it don't work like yours. I
It
think
doesn't.
you putting some secret sauce in there. I don't want you to give away secret
I
sauce.
mean, the
'Cause,
secret sauce is probably the prayers of anything. Like,
hey,
I can only say if I pray for it, then it's gonna work.
then it's
Other
working.
than that,
It's
yeah.
working. But I love your product. So for
Thank
the
you.
people listening and they want to get some of this back to basics, what are some of the ways they can reach out to you? Tell them the website, IG, Facebook, however they can get in contact with you. How can we find back
I
to basics?
am I am reachable. You can always find me on Instagram. I think that's like my number one place. I'm always on
Mhm.
Instagram. I try to keep the green light on Instagram so that you can see that you can always reach out to me.
Right.
My inbox is always live. Like, I mean, I've done special custom orders for massage oils and everything just off of my my store being open on Instagram. So you can find me at BAC, that's back, and then two, the number two, then underscore, and then basics, BASIKS. underscore by key, BYKI. That is also the website without the underscore. So it's just back2basicsbykey.com. The website is always available. You can also reach me by phone number. Say you're just not social media savvy. I get it. Not everybody is social media savvy. I still have some customers that only reach out to me by phone number. My phone number is 410-881-2229, which is why I have so many twos, back to basics. I have all those twos because of the
Ah,
phone number. Yeah,
ah.
it's a lot. Everything is for a reason.
Yeah, everything for a
Same thing with
reason.
Facebook. You can find me same thing, back to basics. I am so reachable, reachable, reachable. I mean, you can even find me on TikTok. Like, you can find me on TikTok.
Basically, what she's saying, y'all, if you want the back to basics, you can find it. Because
You can find it. It's available it's not available everywhere, but I can ship anywhere. I mean, even overseas I can ship.
so look, guys, I'm telling you, get the back to basics. It's so worth it. Christmas coming up,
Yeah.
get it for your stocking stuffers,
Yes,
get
it's
it
the
for your
best.
boo thing or your
Get it.
man or your babe, whatever. Because I'm gonna tell you right, I hope Brittany get me some back to basics for Christmas because I'm running a little
A
low.
little low.
I'm
A
running a
little
little
low.
low.
Your jaw a little low.
Yeah,
I don't. What's the? Did you get? So I sent a jar. It's a smaller jar. I'm not sure. Did
yeah,
you get a hold of that one? You
I
got a
did.
hold of that.
And I think I killed that one already. I think that's
You,
gone.
you killed the jar.
It is.
You killed the jar.
I think I killed the jar. And then I got
You killed the jar.
another little one. That one's almost, yeah, that's almost empty.
You
And
scraping it? Don't
then
scrape it. Don't
I
scrape
get
the jar. I
yeah,
will.
I ain't gonna scrape the jar. And then
Don't
I got
scrape the
this
jar.
big one, this King Love. Woo, that King Love
The
fire.
mat that. Yeah, I love
That's
the King Love. There's a new one. It's called Mr. GQ.
mm-hmm.
Um, and that one is I like Mr. GQ. So that one is being brewed. It's just waiting for the oil to be put in it. So it's the whip is been melted. Um, what's the day? Tuesday. I should probably go check it because Sunday was when I melted it down. And yeah, so I'm looking to push out some big jars of that, and I'll bring that so you can check it out soon.
Yeah,
That way you're not scraping no jars.
I don't want to scrape no jars.
Please don't scrape it.
And literally, like, this is the last thing I would say. I'll literally be like, the smell lasts a long time. Like, I'll put it on in the morning, like I said, and then like maybe in the afternoon, I might see somebody. They'd be like, "Oh, you smell so good. What you got on? What
Smell
cologne you
good.
got
Yeah.
on?" I'd be like, I didn't even put on cologne today. I just got on body butter. Like,
Listen, I try to make it. I don't. I mean, some people can't tolerate smells, so that's why the line has essential oil base, and then some are fragrance oil based. And I go to a local vendor for my fragrance oils. Only one local vendor. I have a good rapport with this local vendor, and so I only go there for my fragrance oils. And my essential oils are ordered online, but I try to make the smell as strong as possible because you need to like what you smell like, but I want somebody else to smell you so they can ask you the questions.
and
That's my
literally
purpose.
it works because they'd be like, "What do you have on?" And I'd be like, "Man, I got this back to basics body
That's
butter
it.
on." And they'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
for real? I'm about to give me some of that." And then
Yes. Yes.
it's like it works. It smells really good. Like it's not something that's like, oh, it's okay. Like this is, like I said, it's literally days
That's
like
it.
I don't wear cologne. Like it's just like I'm just put
Yeah.
this body
As
butter
long as you
on
got
and
your butter, yep.
yeah,
I feel like if you don't feel like doing all the spraying, like your moisturizer should do the trick. You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying? Like your
I agree.
moisturizer should really do the trick. Like even if okay, prime example, have you ever put lotion on your face and still see dry patches?
Yup. Yup.
Okay, your body butter won't do you like that.
Yeah,
You
it
could
ain't gonna
just put a
do.
little on your finger, warm it up, rub it on your face, and be like, bam, I'm going. If you got plain body butter, you can put that on your lips if you don't have your chapstick. I know somebody was panicked because they didn't have their chapstick. I said, just use your body butter. They were panicked because they didn't have their chapstick. I said, put it on your lips. It's plain, it's nothing in there that's gonna make your lips break out. It's just butter. Like that's literally all it is. It's butter. I mean, everybody needs it. The baby can use it. Your mama, your
Yeah.
daddy, your boo, your bae. Everybody can use it.
I'm telling y'all, check it out. Check it out.
Please.
Okay, thank you so much for coming on. I'm going to say, as a friend, I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
Because
Thank you so much.
You're doing it good.
You
and
are
guys,
definitely a supporter.
Absolutely. I'm always going to support. So guys, please check her out. Like she said, you can hit her up. She's not hard to find. Christmas is coming up, What's better than smelling good and being moisturized, especially when it's cold outside.
That's it.
So, it's your boy Double T. That's Kia. Back to basics. Go support. And guess what, y'all? I wasn't going to say this, but it's Black owned. Black owned. Come on, let's support.
$dollars Black. That's right.
That's right. And we we the ones that be dry anyway, so we need it. So
thank you. Thank you.
I ain't know how to say it without saying it, so I'm gonna say it. We be dry.
We definitely be the one. We the ones.
So
we be dry.
Don't look like you've been rolling in flour all day.
Flour.
Make sure you get moisturized.
Please.
Yeah. Until next time, everybody. Peace out. We out. Deuces.
See ya.